Hey, Tayo. It's about 18 minutes after 4 in the morning on I believe today's the 19th of May, Tuesday. I just woke up and went through some articles I have on my website, and I found one that I posted for you. That tells a story that touches on the question you've asked. It has to do with the entrepreneurial couples. Actually, a true story. I just chose not to mention their names, and I use it as a case study. And it tells the story of how the couple had a 12,000 layer farm that they invited me to help build the poultry farm manager for. And now they shared with me the reason why they decided they needed solutions like mine, because they found that their partner, who they had contracted to produce feed for them based on an agreed formula, had begun to use bad quality maize that was in an isolated silo. I'm sure you read the story, it's self-explanatory. But you will see that I mentioned weevil infestation and other things like that, and how it was affecting the birds. So yes, with regard to your question, damaged grains of nature of what you've shown in the video. It's a very good thing you showed the video. I can tell you straight away, you cannot expect to get the same results as you would get if you use the right quality of maize. So I'm going to make specific references to what is in the video. First thing is, you see that there's a lot of flowery, there's a large content of flower from the grain that's come out of the grains. So in other words, what would happen is there's a physical damage to the grains. From the looks of it, the weevil infection is considerable and has been there for a while. As a result, the weevils have broken through into the kernel of the maize. So the core of the maize is actually being broken into, and the grains, the weevils have eaten up into it. And a lot of the flour in the process, in the body of the, on the inside of the grain, has now come out into the mass. So that's why you have a lot of powder, and that's bad because that's where you have a lot of the carbohydrate content. Now the shell of the maize, the yellow portion, is where you have a lot of the protein. So that's what you have left. So what's going to happen if you read the article I posted for you to read? Okay, well, no, the one I'm going to put below this audio, you will see that they talk about the fact that weevil infestation can lead to an increase in the proportion, right, of protein and other components compared to the carbohydrate content. But what's happened is the weevils are feeding mainly on the carbohydrate content, and you know what you need the carbohydrate for in your feed formulation. It's for energy. So you need the energy, a lot of that for your birds. All right. Now, if you want to get your feed formulation right, you've got to maintain your maize in the physical condition that allows you to bring into the feed the right proportion of nutrients. So when you do your laboratory analysis, when you do your calculations in feed formulation, you see that there's a certain content of carbohydrates expected to be in the maize. Now, let's assume when you bought the maize was in good condition. That means the laboratory analysis you got, the nutrient composition, would have specified a certain quantity of carbohydrates, a certain quantity of protein and all that, good protein and all that, fiber, whatever, elements. Then in storage, the condition of the maize deteriorated. You cannot expect the maize to have the same nutrient composition anymore. It therefore means that even though you have the paper result for the feed, the truth of the matter is that the actual nutrient composition of the maize you have in storage is now different. You probably need to do it again, and you might not even get a consistent result because of the damaged nature now physically of the grains. So that's the problem. The fact that you have a lot of floury material that's supposed to be in the grain, and therefore when you pack the grain and you're trying to weigh it out, what you're getting is completely different from what you'd have gotten if the maize was not physically damaged in terms of the grains. So that's one issue. Personally, I don't think it's something you should use. And if you were to use it at all, you wouldn't want to use it 100%. You probably want to use mixing it with good quality batches of grain. So maybe in a ratio of maybe like 80 to 20. In other words, 20% of this bad batch of grain blended into 80% good quality grain. That might help you. You don't want to throw it away because you're thinking, okay, I don't want to lose money. So you may want to do that. But personally, my recommendation would be that you don't use it at all. But if you have to use it in small quantities, to use it all off. The other thing to look at there, again, in deciding whether or not to use it, is the presence of the weevils. So the weevils are there, they are insects. They can't go and, it's not like they can bite the heads of the chickens. But they are for them to be there in the numbers that have caused this kind of damage, that means their numbers are great. If the numbers are great, that means they have the high volume of waste from the weevils that has been passed into the grains, which you want to use to make feed. Unless you find a good way, and there are methods you can expose the grains to a lot of heat, to high temperatures that will kill off the weevils. There's also been so maybe exposure to heating might be possible if you have a kiln. If you don't have a kiln, that means you can't kill them all. That means even as your maize continues to stay in storage, the condition actually gets worse as time goes on. So you probably end up with a 90% powder. So the point is, the weevils being present at all, they are dropping waste, making the quality of the feeding quality, okay, in terms of nutritional value, as well as health implications, potentially negative health implications, are increasing daily. So that's another problem. You have weevils there that can cause damage to the birds. They can lead, the waste from the weevils can cause your birds to get sick. In summary, what I'll tell you is this. From what I saw in your video, I honestly do not think you can get any reliable results using those grains, those maize grains for your feed formulation. The maize are looking like they're bad because you can see the way you were using your finger to break the grains, because it was more or less the outer shell that was remaining, the inside is gone. So that means in order for you to get the real complement of carbohydrates and sauce, you have to really get all those flour that's come out, and that's difficult because that's what settles at the bottom. So your storage, you're going to end up trying to gather as much of the grain as possible with the floury content, but it's not going to be easy. So that means you're not going to have predictable content in terms of feed. You're going to be compounding using this kind of damaged grain. Then like I said, there's also the problem of potentially negative health implications. And because of that, I personally do not think you should use them. But these are practical realities you have to look at. I have been in industry, I've been in brewing, I've been in manufacturing, and I know for a fact that it's not economically feasible in terms, especially when you look at your bottom line profit margin, to just throw bad quality products away. Sometimes you look at practical techniques you can use to do what we call blending out. So you look at a particular bad input or bad product, but that's not completely damaged or useless, and you look at good ones that you can blend with in certain ratios that are safe, that allow you to use it over a period of time in a manner that does not damage the finished product. Okay, so that's something I look at, and I mentioned the examples of how you can go about that. So that's something I want to do to get around this challenge. And then, of course, in future, I don't know how you get your grains, but you want to now have some quality control checks for accepting grains from suppliers, which is, first of all, you check for weevil infestation. It's always there. The signs are always there. Once you check, you can there are key signs you can look for, okay, to establish the presence of weevils. Just take samples. It's usually very clear. It's not something that just sets in overnight. Then, of course, how long do you store for? Also, what are the storage conditions on how you store? Because it depends, because humidity, temperature, all those things will predispose the grains to hatching of weevil infested. If a person is supplying you grains, you want to check, are there signs of eggs, weevil eggs, are there signs of weevils in whatever stage of development when you are receiving. If that's so, then you want to tell the person, look, I can't accept this. Or you are ready to have it treated before you admit it into your own storage facility. So you don't end up having to store grains that are already containing infestation. Because the minute your grains have infestation, then it's just a matter of time before they begin to lose quality. And there's very little you can do about that when they're in large quantities. Right? I hope this is useful. So if somebody, what I'm saying is, don't use those grains. But if you're going to use them, try and use them in small quantities with good quality grains. All right? I wish you well. Cheers. Let me know if you have more questions.